you have a question for one of the speakers, press. Coach, we'd like to ask you to make an opening statement. Can you unmute her? Coach, you're on mute. Okay, we're going to try to get Ohio State back on. Bear with us, folks.
Okay.
Got Ohio State head coach Nadine Mazeral with us. Coach, I'd like to ask you to make an opening statement, then we'll take questions.
Thank you, Todd. Well, I think we just made a very strong statement tonight. You know, we practiced for 3 straight weeks without a game. And as you know, the only way to get better playing the game is by having games. And the girls looked very strong all through the 3 weeks of practice, but we just never knew how it would play out in the game. So we figured the first period could be a little sloppy. We had a little slow start, but then we picked up the momentum, you know, and then it was just, I knew that the longer the game would go, the stronger we would be. Again, we pride ourselves on our fitness, and we just really were producing some goals. They were doing it in practice too. And I just am very proud of their relentlessness. And it was from everybody all the way from the back up. Every goal was, you know, everybody was touching the puck and running down pucks and forechecking well, and we did a great job in the neutral zone and quick turnovers. So I think all in all, it was a solid 200-foot hockey game for the Buckeyes.
Thanks, Coach. Okay, questions? Just hit the raise hand function, and we'll get you in. Okay, we got Matt Wellens. Matt, go ahead.
Nadine, the last time you guys played the Bulldogs, that was a pretty tight defensive tussle in Duluth. What do you feel was the key this time for your team to really open this game up, specifically in the second?
Well, I think not playing in AmSoil helped us. We joked about that, having a neutral site. You know, I think that was a mental thing for us for many years in AmSoil, but you know, we knew Duluth was going to come out strong. There was no guarantees of what tomorrow looks like for either of us or what our future looks like. And so we knew it was going to be a battle. They came out and dominated, I think, the first 4 to 5 minutes. And then after, like I said, we got our legs under us and in that game feel that we haven't had for a month. We punched back. You know, they have the goalie of the year, they had the defenseman of the year. And so, you know, they have some very impressive goal scorers. I think the biggest thing that we were trying to do this week to prepare for them was just taking away that time and space, especially in that neutral zone area. And so I think we scored when we needed to, and we weren't doing that the last time that we played them. You know, I think their goalie really kept a minute last time, and we were able to expose, you know, her a little bit tonight, and scored when we needed to.
Okay, next question is Nicole Haas. Nicole, go ahead.
Nadine, you've got sorry, you got contributions from multiple players, and it was really nice to see Emma particularly get on the score sheet when she's always so high in shots, but has maybe struggled sometimes to find the net. But I think I just wanted to ask about sort of getting contributions from multiple players and finding ways to score up and down the lines.
Broke up, Nicole, but I think you're talking about contributions from other players. Can you guys hear me, Todd, okay?
Yeah, Coach, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, because it just said my internet was funny. So, yeah, you know what? That's what we know, right? Like when you're going into playoffs, you can't just have one goal scorer. You can't just have one line producing. You have to fire on all cylinders. And it's great to see that, you know, everybody all the way from the defense and first, second, and third line. We don't have a big gap in talent between the first and third line. And then we have a lot of balance. And so everybody is producing and everybody knows they need to step up and perform and play their role. You know, tonight was great for that first line, getting the points that they did. And they just worked really hard for it. I mean, it's unfortunate sometimes, no offense, reporters just focus on the box scores and so do players. But when you look a little deeper, you can see these guys have been playing great all year. They just weren't being rewarded. And so now tonight was their moment to shine and be given the credit that they've been owed all year.
Anything else for Coach? Okay, we got Matt Wellens. Matt, go ahead.
Dean, you talked about, you know, no one really knowing their fate with the way the tournament's being selected this year. Do you feel the WCHA is a 4-bid league? Is this league worthy of 4 bids to the NCAA tournament?
Yes, I do think that. I've supported that for a while now. I think, you know, you have 2, 3, 4, 5 in the country. I don't think Duluth should be faulted for losing to the number 3 team in the country, or Minnesota being 4, losing to number 2. Especially seeing the upsets out east. And in the CHA, I strongly do support 4 teams from the WCHA. And in fact, I'd like to see, you know, more of a first West rivalry if possible. I'd like to see, you know, I think it's good for the players. I think it's you know, we're going to get on ESPN3 and ESPNU hopefully for the semifinal and finals, and it would be great, you know, for our fans as we try to grow the game of not having them see teams play 7, 8, 9, 10 times a year. They want to see, you know, that rivalry of the East and the West, and maybe that can shake out and happen this year.
Thanks, Coach. We're going to let you go, and we'll bring Tatum in now. Thank you.
You got it. Thank you.
Yeah, we do it now. Here.
Hello?
Hi. Oh, yeah, Tatum and Emma together. Okay, great. Thank you all.
Do you guys want us separate or together?
You're fine. You're fine. We can go with both of you at the same time. We have Emma Malte and Tatum Skaggs here from Ohio State, and we're open for questions. Just hit the raise hand function, and we'll get you on. Here we got Nicole Haas. Nicole, go ahead.
First for Emma, just can you talk a little bit about sort of getting that monkey off your back a little bit and finding the back of the net and sort of how rewarding that was for you today?
Yeah, for sure. I think this year I've struggled a little bit with getting pucks into the net. I've had a lot of shots. So it's rewarding when they go in. I think that today we just got the bounces and our line played really well together. So I'm thankful for that in a time like this.
Okay, Nicole, do you have a follow-up?
Yeah, for both of you ladies, can you just, that was an amazing stretch during the second period, and it was almost like you could watch, you know, the confidence and you guys grow sort of with each of those goals, particularly scoring on Soderberg and sort of getting in on this defense that had been so difficult for you guys. Can either one or both of you just talk a little bit about the feeling in that building during the second period?
Tatum, why don't you start?
Yeah, obviously, after the first goal went in, your confidence raises a little bit, and then obviously they came back to tie it 1-1. And as soon as we scored that second goal, I think that was a crucial point for us to continue to push on their defense and on kind of getting every shot on net. So after every goal, we were able to get the confidence to, if you had that puck on your stick, like any shot's a good shot, like put it on net.
Like Soderberg, like you said, is like the goalie of the year. So we knew coming in that she was going to be a really hard goalie to score on. And you were saying on the bench, like just get shots and crash the net. And I think we did that well. And like Tatum said, that power play goal was huge before the floodgates opened.
Nicole, do you have another one? Sorry. Any other questions for the student athletes? Okay, ladies, thank you. You can go. Thank you for stopping by tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll have UMD joining us here momentarily.
Their Wi-Fi's are working, Doc. You just find their Wi-Fi is working. Okay. Yeah. Mark just got in there. That's up.
Duluth head coach Maura Crow, excuse me, Coach, we would like you to make an opening statement, and then we'll take questions. Hi, Coach.
Hi.
I'd like to go ahead and make an opening statement, then we'll take questions.
Tough finish there for us. Liked our compete level in the first and third. Second period was a wild one, really. Ohio State, credit them. They came at us and grabbed a lot of momentum after that first penalty kill goal or power play goal for them, and they kept coming at us, and they played well. I liked how we settled in a little bit, got one back, and unfortunately couldn't find the net again. So tough one for us.
You have a question? Okay, first question is from Matt Wellens. Matt, go ahead.
Maura, the second period there, how do you feel your team handled that stretch with the Bulldog or with the Buckeyes keep coming at you guys and such? And what were you and the staff trying to do to maybe calm things down there in the second as things started kind of spiraling a bit?
Yeah, it was tough. They got a lot of momentum, and when they play with momentum, they just come at you, and they play a style like we like to play. I said last week we came at Wisconsin in waves, so Ohio State came at us in waves, and the pressure was on. We were stuck in our D zone, and I think we started playing on our heels a little bit. So they were able to pile up some goals there, and then it took us a little while to settle in, change goalies. Clara got a goal back. So eventually we responded, but not fast enough.
We're going to follow up from Matt.
Maura, can you take us through the decision to pull Emma there and go with JoJo?
Yeah, I don't think it was very hard. We needed a change, so it's just didn't have it tonight, and they had sticks and bodies and a lot of traffic in front of our net, and we weren't doing a good enough job picking up sticks and clearing those things away. So when it's the right time to make a change, it's usually pretty obvious, and so that's what we did.
Next we have Nicole Haas. Nicole, go ahead.
Maura, just expanding on that a little bit, I was just going to ask about kind of what was working for them or what wasn't working for you, that they were able to get in so deep on the defense and sort of take you guys out of what has been so great from you guys, especially the past few weeks.
Yeah, I think we just, once they scored one, for some reason, it seemed to affect us more than it should have. And I think we just didn't respond fast enough, and they did, and they gained that speed and that momentum, and they were hungry and hungrier than we were in front of our slot area. So whether we were thinking about the play or the mistake that we had made in the shift before or whatever it might have been mentally, we weren't there for her in the slot area, and they were able to take advantage of that.
Okay, we have another question from Matt.
Maura, what'd you think of the first period, how your team started? You know, the Buckeyes do get that first goal, but then you guys were able to respond with, man, a heck of a play by Katie Davis, who maybe I wasn't paying close enough attention, but she's got some wheels here, especially the last couple of weeks. I feel like she's used them well.
Yeah, I thought she was great all game, and really excited for her to score such a big goal, her first goal. And one that was much needed in a really back and forth first period. I think we were sort of feeling each other out a little bit. Both teams can get up and down the sheet quickly, and both teams can put the puck in the back of the net. And so the first period was more I guess, what I would have expected for the rest of the game. So I think we could have even started better, to be honest with you. I think we could have pushed harder from the start, but to come away with a 1-1 tie after one in, a semifinal game, I think it was a good start.
Anything else for Coach? Okay, Matt has a follow-up here. This will be your last question. Go ahead, Coach. Or go ahead, Matt. I'm sorry.
More 24 hours now. You guys got to sit and wait for that NCAA tournament announcement. You care to make your case why you should be one of the 8 teams? And maybe why the WCHA should possibly have 4 teams. Gophers also kind of sitting in the same spot.
Sure. Yeah, I know it's a tough year to select the 8, but I think, when you're picking the NCAA tournament field, you're looking at the body of work and what we've been doing in the entire year, and notably last week. And, we have 2 marquee wins over top teams. I mean, Ohio State is very, very good. I'll be very curious to see how tomorrow goes. When they get going, they come at you, and they're really tough to play against. So I think our league is very strong. You look at Minnesota and Wisconsin's game, close game, and the results amongst the top 4 teams are, we're always duking it out with each other. So I think this is the year that the NCAA committee can pick the true 8 best teams in the country for the most part. And so this would be a great opportunity for them to, have 4 WCHA teams. I know people seem to make a big deal out of that, but really, over half of the ECAC isn't playing. So there are spots up for grabs. And I think it's less about what league you're in and more about who's the best. And if you can do that, I hope the committee will stick to that, and it'll be a really fun NCAA tournament.
Okay, Coach, thank you. We'll let you go.
Thank you, guys.
Yep. Okay, we'll be joined next by Claire Van Waren here in just a moment. And then the second UMD student athlete will be Katie Davis. Claire, thank you for joining us. We've got a few media members here. Folks, if you have a question, again, just hit the raise your hand function, and we'll get you on with Katie, or with Claire, excuse me. Okay, we have Matt Wellens. Matt, go ahead.
Claire, I obviously wasn't paying enough attention this season. Katie Davis, next to you there, the last 2 weeks has shown a lot of speed. That speed, how often do you guys see that in practice, and where does she rank with the rest of the team? That was an impressive goal she scored.
Yeah, it was an awesome goal for sure. You really saw it there. Katie's super, super fast, and we definitely see it in practice every day.
Follow
up. Clara, can you take us through that second period there, specifically the opening 8 minutes when Ohio State broke this thing open? What were you guys trying to do, whether it was on the ice or on the bench, to stay calm and try not to let this thing get out of hand?
I think it all just comes down to working hard and effort, and we were just trying to stay in the game by playing good stick plays, good body plays, and just working the entire ice.
Hey, Matt, go ahead.
Clara, can you take us through your goal there that pulled the team back within, I believe it was 3 at the time?
Yeah. My line started with a good forecheck. Man and Rogie had a good F1 and F2, and we were able to hem them down there and just go to work. And I had the puck in the slot and just shot it, and it went in. So that was exciting.
Any questions for Katie Davis? Okay, Matt, go ahead.
Katie, can you take us through that goal there? That was a big goal at the time in the first for you to race past. I think it was 3 Buckeyes you burned there on the play.
Thank you. Yeah, we work on that slash play as a wing on the breakout a lot in practice. So I received a really good pass from Ani, and then just wanted to use my wheels and try not to stick handle too much.
Matt, you have a follow-up?
Yeah. Katie, what do you feel Ohio State was able to do to kind of take away that play and a lot of, rush attacks for the entire team the rest of the game?
I think it just comes down to hard work. I think they wanted it more than us, and that showed. They were winning their battles and beating us out of the zone, like you said. We weren't able to catch them.
Okay, Matt, go ahead.
I'm good, Dodd. Thanks, Katie. Thanks, Clara. I appreciate both you two talking.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
ladies. We'll give your night back. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.